Hello friends, good morning everybody. Now in this session I am going to explain you peristalsis in stomach. First of all, stomach. Stomach is very important part of digestive system. And stomach is a bag-like structure with some elasticity. And stomach plays a very important role in the process of digestion in alimentary canal. The stomach is located in abdominal cavity. In left side of abdominal cavity it is located. It is a bag-like structure. It stretches because it has the elasticity and it involves in many functions. The functions are temporary storage of food material and churning of food material and transportation of food material. And finally, digestion of food material. Like this, stomach plays very important role as it involves in many functions in the process of digestion. The diagram of stomach is like this. Here our topic is peristalsis in stomach. Of course, stomach is involving in many functions. How all these functions are carried out? There is a special movement is seen in stomach, not only in stomach, mostly in all parts of the digestive system. Some movements are seen. That movements are peristaltic movements or peristalsis. What is mean by peristalsis? Peristalsis means wave-like movement. A wave-like movement which is seen in the organs of digestive system is peristaltic movements or peristalsis. And how peristalsis helps in stomach? And what is the role of peristalsis in the functions of stomach? Let's concentrate here. First of all, this is stomach. And it is located, stomach is a bag-like structure that is located between esophagus and small intestine. And this portion is esophagus and this portion is small intestine. It lies between esophagus and small intestine. And the part of the stomach where it joins esophagus is cardiac stomach, this portion. The upper part of stomach where it joins esophagus is cardiac stomach. And the lower portion of stomach where it joins small intestine is pyloric stomach. The upper part is cardiac stomach and lower part is pyloric stomach. And here at pyloric stomach there is a sphincter or there is an opening that can be regulated. Here is an opening. That opening name is pyloric sphincter, which regulates the entry of food material from stomach into small intestine. So here this portion is pyloric stomach. And here is an opening. Here is a valve-like structure. Here is an opening. This opening name is pyloric sphincter. Pyloric sphincter allows only some amount of food material into small intestine after the churning process which takes place inside the stomach at regular intervals of time. Like this. Here this cardiac stomach, here it is pyloric stomach and this opening is pyloric sphincter which allows only small amount of food material regularly from stomach into small intestine. Okay, now let's concentrate on the functions of stomach. What are the functions? The functions already I have mentioned. The functions are temporary storage of food material. When we eat the food material we eat continuously. After eating, the total food material is stored approximately 3 to 4 hours in stomach. And second one is churning of food material. What is churning of food material? Churning is nothing but grinding or mixing of food material with the contractions of muscles present in the walls of stomach. And how churning of food material occurs here? Yes, here the process of churning is controlled by peristalsis. Here, peristalsis in stomach is of 3 kinds. Peristalsis in stomach plays 3 functions. That means in 3 ways the stomach will move. In every movement there will be a special function. There will be a special activity going on. What is happening in peristalsis of stomach? The peristaltic movements in stomach are of 3 kinds. They are propulsion, grinding and retropulsion. Propulsion and grinding and retropulsion are 3 different kinds of peristaltic movements by which 3 different kinds of activities occur here. What happens first of all? Propulsion means pushing the food material forward. That means by the movement of propulsion, the food material simply comes from esophagus into stomach and the food material will move from esophagus into stomach. All the food material is coming into stomach, that is by the movement called propulsion. So in propulsion, the total food material, whatever comes into stomach, that moves forward into the lower part of the stomach. And second one is grinding. So grinding, what happens? Grinding means the total food material is grinded by the walls of stomach. By the muscular contractions, the food material is grinded thoroughly. And here, at the time of propulsion and at the time of grinding, pyloric sphincter gets closed completely. If it is open, what happens? The food material may come into the small intestine. That should not be happen. So, at the time of propulsion, pyloric sphincter is closed. At the time of grinding, pyloric sphincter is closed. What is happening in propulsion? The food material is moving forward from esophagus into the stomach and it is moving in stomach. And second one, grinding. What is happening in grinding? Total food material is grinded. That means the food material is made into smaller pieces and that made into chyme. The muscles present in the walls of stomach, they undergoes contraction, the food material is churned or it made into smaller pieces and that food material is known as chyme. So chyme is formed inside this stomach during the movement called grinding. And third one, retropulsion. Retropulsion also another kind of peristalsis, and at the time of retropulsion, pyloric sphincter gets opened. So here what happens at the time of retropulsion? Retropulsion means only small amount of chyme is allowed into small intestine and remaining total amount of food material is drawn back or it is taken back or it is moved back. So here in retropulsion, here in propulsion the food material is moving forward, but in retropulsion only small amount of food material is moving forward and remaining total food material is moving backward. This is a backward movement of food material that is known as retropulsion. By propulsion, food material entering stomach. By grinding, the food material is grinded thoroughly, and by retropulsion, the food material, only small amount of partially digested food material, that is chyme, is entering small intestine, and again remaining total amount of food material is drawn back into the stomach and the pyloric sphincter again gets closed. So this is called retropulsion. Like this, peristalsis in stomach is involving in proper churning of food material and sending the food material into small intestine and grinding the food material. Like this, all the functions are going on. That is because of peristalsis in stomach. This is what the peristaltic movements in stomach.